the game, cause see the boxing voice.
Berto, ThaBoxingvoice.com here with Coach Haas. Coach, talk to us about Victor. I know you've been with him since his early days and everything. Explain to us how this camp has gone compared to other camps in the past.
Camp's gone well. We kind of took it back a few years to when he was training in Ventura full time. He's just comfortable there. It's basically a gym that he built to finish up his training camps in, and we were training everybody else in another gym, and we had some issues with the landlord. They didn't want to extend the lease, so we moved over into Vic's spot. So it's been his spot solo for 9 years. So he's real comfortable there, and he would come, whether he was training with Joel or whoever, he would come in between camps and work out and stay in shape and everything. And in this fight, he said, hey, I'm gonna bump you up. You're not gonna be number 2 guy anymore. You're gonna be the number 1 guy. And a lot of people have told him and have told me in the past that we should have been working together like this. But I'm not a trainer that goes out and solicits a fighter. If a fighter comes in the gym, whoever he is, if he comes in, likes what I do, he's got to make that choice. I don't want to say, hey, you're more than welcome here and you should come in because I'll do this and I'll do that. It has to be something that he wants. The comparison I like to give people is Brad Pitt and Beyonce. They're both very famous. They're both very beautiful. You put them in a room together, maybe they don't get along, and it's not a good relationship. So I think that's how fighters and trainers are. So certain fighters have certain relationships with certain trainers, and it's like a marriage. So we work well together.
Talk to us about your thoughts when you actually got that call of being bumped up from number 2 to number 1. He was working with Joel Diaz. Joel was pushing for this fight against Berto since the Manny Perez comeback fight. They took 2 fights together, working together, and he was still pushing for this fight. He gets this fight, but he decides to actually tab you to be number 1. Talk to us about your thoughts when you got the phone call that you would be the head guy.
We were actually in the gym. He walked in, and we were getting ready to do another day of training, and he said, you got a minute? He said, I stayed up last night thinking about some stuff, and I want to have you in the corner as the number 1 guy. And I said, okay, I've been ready, and I'm good. I have a lot of other fighters. He sees me work with a lot of other fighters in the gym in the head position. So it wasn't a big surprise, or it wasn't a big transition. We just moved right into everything. And when he was with Joel in Indio, they would work together. But when he wasn't down there, he would work with me. So it was a real smooth transition. And there was nothing that he didn't really like about Joel. He just didn't like the Indio life. It's a different lifestyle. He's a mover. He's doing stuff all day long, every day. And I understand Joel's point of view, because a lot of times as a trainer, you don't want a fighter to do that. Some fighters are going to listen to you when you tell them, eat, sleep, train, and stay in your house. Some fighters aren't. He listens in the gym, but when he's out of the gym, he's got an active lifestyle. He's got a lot of stuff going on. So kind of hard to rein him in. So I think here is a little bit better fit for his lifestyle.
Talk to us about the difference now between the last time he fought Andre Berto to this time. What has changed in training camp? What is his motivation? And how have you seen him?
Well, I think Victor's definitely grown since the last fight. He's had some rough fights. He's had some ups and some downs. But it was his first fight at 147. So we were actually bulking him up. That was one of the things I was working on him in the first fight, is getting him up to 147 pounds so he could feel comfortable and be able to perform and everything. Now we're at the opposite end of the spectrum. Now he walks around 168 pounds and still looks like he's in shape, and then we got to bring him down. So I think he's going to be a little bit more comfortable in his skin this fight, a little bit bigger naturally, and he's a little more mature. So,
what do you have to say for the fans who are going to see this fight April 30th live, a PBC on Fox, and what should they expect?
We should expect victory, because I think that's basically the only option for us. We have to win this fight. We've been working hard, putting things together, putting a couple of game plans in place. And as far as Vic's concerned, you very rarely see a boring fight from him. It's just not in his nature. He's a go out and get it type of guy. And if you take away the Mayweather fight, which is fighting Mayweather, Berto usually does the same thing. He wasn't able to perform really high against Mayweather, but Mayweather's a tough guy to look good against. So Berto gives the fans good fights. So I think we're in for a good night of action. I think it's gonna be a good one.
Well, thank you for your time, Coach Haas. Fernando Pimentel of ThaBoxingvoice.com, here with Coach Haas, saying that we'll see you at the fights.
No other sight in the game, cause see the